What's up, y'all? My name is Imani Furay, and welcome to Convoluted Thoughtz, where we talk about the good, the bad, and the complete trash going on in the world today. So let me just start off with saying sorry I have been gone for a little minute. I have just been getting myself together to see exactly where I want to go with this channel, what I want to do with it, gather new ideas and whatnot. But thank you to the people who are still rocking with me. I appreciate y'all. But with that being said, I want to jump right into it and talk about one of the topics that's been trending all week, which was Deion Sanders leaving Jackson State University for the University of Colorado Boulder. So as y'all know, Deion Sanders, he has been coaching Jackson State University, and they have been doing good. They had finished the season off being 12-0. They had won the SWAC championship. They actually won against my alma mater, Southern University, but it's all good. It's still go Jaguars. But what was also surrounding the SWAC championship game was people were anticipating Deion Sanders and where he was going to go after. Was he going to stay at JSU or was he going to go elsewhere? And this has been talked about all throughout the season because Jackson State has been undefeated and Sanders, he has just been killing it. But this has been really bittersweet for Jackson State because the more that they become undefeated, the more that they become noticed, and the better that Deion Sanders do, the more sought after that Sanders is going to be. And Deion Sanders, he has been very vocal about him entertaining other offers. He has said in multiple interviews that if he's offered more at a PWI, he's definitely going to entertain it. So with that being said, it didn't really come as a surprise when after JSU had won the SWAC championship, Sanders, he announced that he will be going to the University of Colorado Boulder. And I just wanted to come on here and do a full breakdown of this situation and how it got to this because people, they were so surprised. It was 50-50. People had commended him on doing what was best for him and his sons, and the other half was calling him a traitor. They were pissed that he was leaving an HBCU for PWI. So if y'all don't know, this all started back in 2020. That was the year that Deion Sanders arrived to Jackson State University. So the vice president and the director of the athletics department at JSU, he actually sought after Deion Sanders because his main goal was to raise JSU's profile. So he has saw Deion Sanders on the NFL Network, and Sanders, he was expressing his desire to coach Division I football, and he contacted him to coach for JSU. And y'all, Jackson State, their football team before Deion Sanders, they weren't really doing so hot, to be honest. So Deion was exactly who they needed. And like I said earlier, y'all, this was during the year 2020. So this was during the year where George Floyd was brutally killed by police officers. And there were so many protests, so many marches over racism and police brutality. Black Lives Matter was trending. Companies was reaching out to the Black community. Many celebrities, they were speaking out. So Deion Sanders, he saw this as an opportunity to play his part and help the Black community. And if y'all don't know, Deion Sanders, he is not just anybody. As a matter of fact, he is far from it. He is an NFL Hall of Famer. Not only did he win 2 Super Bowl titles, but he also made the World Series in Major League Baseball. So he played both in the NFL and in the Major League Baseball, and he was successful in both careers. So having Deion Sanders, an NFL Hall of Famer coach at Jackson State, which is an HBCU in Mississippi, that was huge. And it's mainly because that was going to give the school the exact exposure that Mr. Robinson wanted for the school. Not only would it get more exposure for the school and better funding and more respect, but it meant more opportunities and better pay for Black coaches because Black coaches, they have been excluded recruited from white institutions and not taken seriously. And him coaching at JSU, it also meant more top black players choosing an HBCU over a PWI, because y'all know that when a black athlete, a really good black athlete at that, is being recruited, they're most likely going to choose the PWI over the HBCU, because that is where they are going to get the most exposure. That's where the money is. They almost never choose an HBCU, and if they do, it's at a really last resort. Even Shannon Sharp said himself that an HBCU would not have been his first choice if it wasn't for his grades not being good enough. And people drug the hell out of him, but y'all, let's be real. Every top black athlete thinks that way. So having Deion Sanders at an HBCU, that kind of changes things a little bit. So now, fast forward to year 2022, the hype has died down around protesting against racial injustice and police brutality. And Deion Sanders, he is still at Jackson State, but he is just killing it. They are undefeated in everything. And schools, particularly PWIs, are starting to notice him and like him. And the school that won him over was the University of Colorado Boulder. So if y'all don't know, the University of Colorado Boulder, they are a PWI, and their football team hasn't won in decades. This season, their record was 1-11, meaning that they have only won one game this entire season. Their last winning season was in 2016, and before that, it was in 2006. So their football team, they have been sucking for a while, and they are desperate to have a good coach. They are so desperate that they had offered Deion Sanders $29.5 million for 5 years, with an average payout of $5.9 million per year. And what makes them even more desperate is they've admitted that they don't even have the money to pay this man yet. So they don't even know yet how they're even going to be able to afford to pay him this big promise that they have made. All they know is that they've took Jackson State, who has also been sucking, to being undefeated, and they want some of that same magic. They want that abracadabra that he did on Jackson State. They want that to do it to some University of Colorado Boulder. And let me just start off by saying I can't blame them for wanting him. I mean, he has successfully transformed JSU football team. He restored the team like to its former glory. He used his salary for renovations for the football team. He even recruited some of the top players to play for JSU instead of a PWI. But with that being said, him leaving Jackson State is also a huge slap in the face to them. Not just because he's leaving them for a PWI, but it's because how it affects the school's football team so much. It's like when Deion had left JSU, all hell had broke loose. Deion joining Colorado had caused 3 players to decommit from JSU. Yep, 3 players had announced via social media that they will be decommitting from Jackson State and that their recruitment is open. And on Deion's way out the door, he had took 4 of the top players that he had recruited himself to Colorado with him. So not only is he leaving Jackson State University, but he is also taking the top most prized players that he brought to the school with him. Down south, we call that Indian giving, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, he took a player by the name of Travis Hunter. He took another player by the name of Winton Watkins. And of course, he took both of his sons, Shiloh Sanders and Shador Sanders, who he has also made the new QB at Colorado. No surprise there. He did the same thing at JSU.
Junior, stand up. Yeah. He does all our social media, so all the stuff you've been seeing, that's him. The profanity is him as well. Where's Shador? Shador? And this is your quarterback, all right? He's gonna have to earn it, don't believe that. He's gonna have to earn it. Yeah, the quarterback's gonna have to earn it. The safety made me mad, so I didn't bring him. His brother. He's in my doghouse right now.
But it's been said that he actually plans on bringing more top recruits to Colorado. As a matter of fact, there's a clip of him speaking and advising the former Colorado players to already enter the transfer portal. Y'all check this out.
No crime, beautiful city, beautiful stadium. We've never had nothing of sort to work out in, to trade in. Our kids would go absolutely crazy to be in this situation that you in. But you don't respect it. Okay. You don't want it. Okay. Some of y'all don't even think you deserve it. I'm coming. And usually when God sends me to a place, he sends me to a place to be a conduit of change. Okay. Uniforms may not even look like they look now. I'm coming. The cleats, I guarantee it's going to be some special. I'm coming. We got a few positions already taken care of because I'm bringing my luggage with me. And it's Louis. Okay. It ain't gonna be no more of the mess that these wonderful fans, the student body, and some of your parents have put up with for probably 2 decades now. I'm coming. And when I get here, it's gonna be changed. So I want y'all to get ready to go ahead and jump in that portal and do whatever you're gonna get. Because the more you jump in, the more room you make. Because we bring kids that are smart, say that, smart, tough, fast, disciplined, with character. One more time. Smart, tough, fast, disciplined, with character. That's the ones we're going to get. Is that you?
So Deion, he is really not playing any games. He is so serious that he is talking about already getting rid of the team to replace them with the top recruits. And I really don't doubt for 1 minute that he's going to do it, because as a matter of fact, a 3-star recruit by the name of Carson Moat from Simi Valley, California, he had committed to Colorado on June 13th. And he took to Twitter on Tuesday to announce that Colorado would not honor its commitment. That's right. Once Deion had took over and became Colorado's new head coach, he had pulled that boy's offer. Deion said that he only has room for 5-star recruits. That man means business because he knows that this is the time where he really has to prove himself, because now he's not at a HBCU. Now he's at a PWI. Now he's surrounded by white people. So now he knows he has to perform damn good or else they are going to release his ass. But I also wanted to talk about some of the outrage and the backlash that y'all are getting. I just had a question for y'all. What did y'all expect coming from Deion Sanders? Did y'all expect him to turn down $29.5 billion to be loyal to his community? No. Y'all, Deion Sanders, he is not Muhammad Ali, nor is he Colin Kaepernick. And if we examine his past, then you'll see that this man has never been big on loyalty or consistency. When he played in Major League Baseball, he played on 4 different teams in 9 seasons. When he was in the NFL, he played on 5 different teams within the 14 seasons. And he has 2 Super Bowl titles, right? So he has one with the 49ers, right? And then after that, he went and won a Super Bowl with 49ers' biggest rival, the Dallas Cowboys. Even before he accepted the job at JSU, he had left the NFL network for Barstool Sports. And for honorable mention, let's not forget that prime prep disaster. Let's not forget how his sad excuse for a school has single-handedly affected and destroyed the opportunities for top athletes that took a chance and went to that school. So if y'all don't know about Prime Prep Academy, that was a school that was approved by the Texas State Board of Education in 2011. And Deion Sanders, he had announced his vision for the school. So I'm not going to pin all the blame on him because there was a lot of other people that was behind it. However, he was the face of the school. The school was magnetized by him. So the school had taught over 500 kids from the grades K through 12. And it's like as soon as it opened, it had all kinds of issues. There was problems with air conditioning and plumbing, and there was problems with the boiler systems. And they said that the cafeteria, it was closed on the first day of school because it still needed repairs. The school, it really was a mess, but Deion Sanders, he just made it seem like it was just going to be this glamorous school that was going to host a lot of top black athletes and take care of them because we need to take care of our people. You know, the same thing he said to JSU. But the school was a disaster because they said that the students weren't even learning anything. They said the classes was just like one big recess. And they said that Sanders had started getting greedy and wanting more power, which actually started to affect his relationship with the administration at the school. Things were so bad that when Kevin Johnson, the chief financial officer at the school, inquired about the lack of funds coming into the school, Deion Sanders had assaulted him. Like, he really choked this man out for asking valid questions. And they fired Sanders, but they actually rehired him. And by 2014, the state has started investigating the school because of violations with the National School Lunch Program, which was supposed to be a lunch program for kids that come from low-income families. The students, they said that there were days where they didn't get lunch, and when they did get lunch, it was crap. And eventually, they had shut down Prime Prep Academy, but they were in debt for $650,000. Former employees, they were suing the school, and Kevin Jefferson, he had pressed charges against Deion. It really was a mess, but the saddest part about it all was what it did to the athletes that were recruited to go to the school. There was a student by the name of DeMarcus Peterson. He had went to Prime Prep Academy, and once it shut down, he had found out that the credits from Prime Prep Academy, it wasn't worth a damn thing. So he had ran track and he was a good student. He got a 4.0, and he went to Prime Prep Academy on a full scholarship. He went to Prime Prep because he said his school's football team, they weren't winning, and he thought it would be a good opportunity for him. But when everything had fell through with Prime Prep, he had went to a different school. So he, getting ready to do his thing. And then the coach, he pulled him into the office and tell him that he's academically ineligible. And mind you, like I said, he had a 4.0. So this is pretty confusing. And that's when he find out that the credits weren't accredited. He was academically ineligible. So he had to give up what he loved to do. He had to give up track, and he works as a lifeguard now, and now he's $35,000 in debt. And this is actually a similar story to a lot of other top athletes who had went to that school. The other schools wouldn't take their credits. And because the school has such a bad reputation and it went down as badly as it did, a lot of schools didn't even want to be bothered with them. They didn't want to be bothered with the players because of their association with the school. So a lot of the players, they had to go to community college to make up for the credits. They either had to do that or they had to give up the sport that they loved, they've been working towards their whole entire life. That school had really sabotaged all of those student athletes, and Deion Sanders, he has never spoke on it. He's never said a word about it. As a matter of fact, when Ashley Robinson had sought after Deion Sanders for the coaching position, he said he wasn't even worried about his shady past with Prime Prep. He said that he just wanted to move forward with the future, and the past isn't relevant to the present. Just paraphrasing there, but yeah, he wasn't worried about that, because when Deion Sanders, he went to JSU, some of the athletes who went to Prime Prep, they had actually tried to warn JSU. They was like, that's not going to end well, because when it all comes down to it, Deion Sanders is going to look after Deion Sanders and his kids, and that's the bottom line. Y'all, let's be real real here. Deion Sanders, he is a Hall of Famer. Okay, he doesn't need the money that Colorado is offering him, but this is all about him coaching his sons. He wants to make sure that he coaches his kids all throughout their college career to make sure that they are being taken care of. He's not the first to do it, and he's probably not going to be the last. I mean, come on now. He done bought one of his sons to JSU, made him QB, and did the same thing with Colorado. JSU was just a black square on Deion Sanders' chessboard. JSU was all a part of his plan, but they were not the end goal. And I'm not going to sit up here and judge him too harshly, because any rational human being would take the money and they would take the opportunity to coach their kids. But for him to go out of his way to make it seem like he was doing it for the black kids and a black community, like he did with Prime Prep, just making all kinds of promises and making it sound like it's genuine, that's just a bunch of BS. But I'm actually really interested to see how this is going to go over at the University of Colorado Boulder, because there either is going to be one of three things that's going to happen. One, he cannot perform as well as they expected and they will cut him loose. Two, he does really well and a school offers him even more money and he moves on. Or three, he'll do okay and he is only going to be coaching for the 4 years that his kids are going to be in school, and then he's going to retire from his coaching career. But hey, either way, this is going to be really interesting. I ain't gonna lie, I am pretty curious to see how well he performs at a PWI, because now all eyes are definitely going to be on him. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. And remember, every day is what you make of it, so make it a good one. Thank you so much. God bless, and bye.